I don't think that there is a need to highlight the importance of synths in metal, modern metal and metalcore. These form a staple of digitized, polished, modern productions, and the synths that follow your guitars can add some depth and digitized character that you can not find elsewhere. So today, we'll look into the synths in the style of Void of Vision, a sick Australian metalcore band which, unfortunately, is calling it a day. And I'm always late to the party because I just got into them. But we'll do a cover of a song called If Only, we'll recreate the synths, and I'll give you all these presets for the synths in Vital for free so that you can apply this in your productions. Without further ado, let's do it. Hey, I'm Dr. Mike Trubetskov, and I'm here to bring valuable information on recording, producing, and mixing metal. And I also got hit in Alpha Wolf Pit. So mate, please, like and subscribe for the love of heavy music. Let's go! There is a lot to uncover about synths in metal, about creating such tones and constructing this from scratch. So let's focus on the 80-20, the most important element in Void of Vision style productions. And I believe it is the fast, rapidly moving, arpeggiated like synths. I cannot obviously put together the full synth guide in this short YouTube video because that would be overwhelming and frankly too much. However, I am working on a massive 1 hour long Synths in Metal course in a collaboration with Kristian Kohle. If this interests you, sign up to my mailing list, download these presets, and once the course is out, I will send you the email. Cheers! I'm really happy how these synths turned out. Hope that you like it as well. Let's look into the recreation of this now. And the first thing we want to do is look into this fast-paced opening synth, similar to that original production that we're looking at. In this intro here, I'm using two layers. The first layer is this here. And the second layer is this one here as well. These give kind of a flickering vibe, but they sound heavy as well. Here is what is important about recreating these type of elements. So first thing first, the part matters. I'm lucky here. If you download a Guitar Pro tab for this song on Ultimate Guitar, it comes with the synth line. And it is constructed of 16th notes, which mirror the guitar riff basically. And they immediately give that flickering effect right away. However, if you don't want to program your MIDI and create those rapid-firing 16th notes, you can go ahead and program an arpeggiator or a sequencer in your plugin. You can apply an arpeggiator. I'm currently using Logic Alchemy built-in synth. Whichever synth you prefer doesn't really matter. In Vital, unfortunately, there is no built-in arpeggiator, so we have to use something else. Regardless though, you can just browse for a preset, and here's the original synth line, and you can see that it just jumps in 16th notes from up to down. What I've done is I've just held those notes as a chord, 3 notes here, and I'm gonna use this preset. We're using the arpeggiator and we are dropping it down. 16th note. Try different octaves. And the original. Our current tone is not as cool, but the pattern is right. And that's it. You can also go ahead and find cooler patterns. This one is good. And now maybe you want to drop a modulation on that cutoff filter. Doesn't sound exactly as it is. It also sounds quite cool. So if you spend the time and dial in the right modulation for this tone, you can achieve the similar result faster rather than going in and programming this thing in MIDI by hand. Hope this helps. The second synth that we're looking at is this hook saw-like synth that follows the guitars in this instance. Check this out. A big feature of this kind of tone, to me, is the moving modulation of it. I applied some comp filtering, and that creates this weird, hollow, cold, icy tone to this otherwise big-sounding saw-like synth that could carry the main melody of the song as well. Blended with the guitars, this just sounds cool. Without this filter, though, it's nothing special. It is missing that vibe. And now I'm gonna provide you with an excerpt of how I created this tone from scratch, just some of it, because otherwise it's gonna be too long. And obviously, you will be able to download this preset. We aim to recreate this type of synth here. What can we grasp about the character and the envelope of this synth? A few things. Firstly, I can hear quite a bit of modulation, filter modulation, that creates that moving effect across the spectrum for this synth. Also, this synth is sort of plucky, so it doesn't have much of a sustain, and it attacks quite fast. It also doesn't have too much of low end either. Let's see if we can recreate this similar synth here. Initially, my perception was that recreating this synth would be really difficult because I couldn't quite understand the pattern. Because the pattern was supplied in MIDI and programmed for us already, this obviously helps a lot. I started coming up with some oscillators that seem to suit this tone. Let's take this as a starting point. This sounds more like a square wave, but the beauty of using Vital is that it allows you to morph those sounds in a very modern type of ways. Second oscillator though. Really like this. This gives more digital kind of vibe. And the third one. Not sure about that right now. All together. So this one needs work. If you find some elements within Vital that you like the movement of, it is time to apply some modulation to these. So we want to gradually use this smear modulation here. For this, let's drop LFO2 in here. It's already starting to move somehow, but we want this to be synced slower. We want a sine wave too. Don't want to modulate it as hard. We want this to happen slower. So you can apply different modulations to the phase parameter as well. Let's see what this gives us. So here we are morphing this wave. This sounds really cool and very digitized. We can try different types of modulations. 4 months is also cool. Alright, so many ideas. A little bit of modulation goes a long way. Let's now experiment with the other oscillators and try finding good modulations for this. What can we have here? now we can modulate this filter here. The other thing that we need to fix, and this is super important, is the envelope for this sound. Alright, I'm happier with this, because this is sounding more percussive now, but it still has fullness to this, which I really enjoy. Now, this filter doesn't work. Vital allows these comb filters, which sound very cool to my ear. Really like that. If we just drop this modulation in the filter range, and we will modulate the resonance to a little bit. Now this is a bit over the top. Cool. Let's check out the original. I gotta say that we got somewhat close. I believe that this sounds pretty faithful in terms of representation of the vibe of the original. It doesn't sound exactly like that, but that's okay, we built this from the ground up, and I think it suits the mix. Hey, I hope that this video inspires you to apply these presets in your next metal production, and I hope this gives you some valuable information and perspective on the creation of the right synth tones in metal. I'm Dr. Trubetskov. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers and take care.